Business Brain, episode 656 for Wednesday, June 11th, National German Chocolate Cake Day 2025. That's my favorite cake, you know.
It is?
Yeah. It's the best. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we're just business nerds, and we talk about it so that we can better accomplish all the things that we have on the list for our charmed lives every single week. Twice a week, even. Our sponsors, speaking of charmed lives, are NordLayer.com/brain, where you can go and save up to 22%, and then another 10% with coupon code BRAIN. Easy for me to say. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for your $1 per month trial period. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it, and we'll talk about that too. For now, here on National German Chocolate Cake Day in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
Hey, and I'm Shannon Jean. I'm up here in the Sierra foothills.
Nice.
At our river property that we're doing some work on. So I'm glad to be here.
Cool. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
What do we got on the list today, Shannon? I'm doing good. I'm hanging out.
I want to talk about a couple things. You had a topic, but I think I want to flip it and talk about my topic first. I want to talk about experimentation.
Okay.
And how important it is. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go.
That's good. So you see this little thing in my hand? Let me see if I can get the logo in my hand. Let me see if I can get it. Whoop. I'm using the wrong.
Brain Press. Now, for everybody who's not watching, because that's 99% of our audience,
Come on, maybe 98.
Okay, great. It looks like just a white.
It's a squishy little.
It looks like a rubbery Lego.
Kind of. Yep.
Yeah.
Like a long, thin Lego brick, but it's made of like foam. And you can squish it with your hand and you can kind of squeeze it. And what I found is when I'm on calls, which I am on all the time, and when I record this show, I'm always trying to grab something, right? I have a pen in my hand, and I've gotten yelled at by Dave before because I'll start going click, 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 click. And then, so I'm always looking for something. And I have a guy that I follow on X. There's a guy, his name is or his X account is FIN Philosopher, Finn Philosopher.
Okay. And
we talk a lot about doing different things, business, and every year he does a new experiment. He makes a product. He's just like a regular 9-to-5 guy.
Sure.
I wouldn't say regular, but he always makes a new product, puts it up on Amazon, and sees how it's done. This year, he made the Brain Press, and he's selling it. I was like, well, I'm going to support this guy. It's like $8 or something.
Sure. So
I ordered it, and you get two. You get a black one and a white one. And
okay.
There it is. I find myself holding this thing in my hand like all day long. It feels good. It's super tactile. But the point I'm trying to make here is the value of experimentation, is trying new things. And look at this, hilarious. Yeah,
it's a fidget toy. It's
a fidget toy.
Shannon, it's built for people with various things, including ADHD and anxiety and all of that. So no great surprise that this is something for you. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And so, there's that phrase, you can just do things, right?
Yeah.
You can just try figuring stuff out and try to make a product. You can write a book. You can, and you just have to kind of shock yourself out of, living the day-to-day grind and doing a repeat every single day. And, I think it was Steve Jobs that said, if you look in the mirror at some point and you just like, man, I'm doing the same thing in and out every single day. You got to mix it up and try something different. And I just really respect this concept of experimenting and trying something new.
Why not? I love it.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's great. So, and $9 and you get two of them. That's great.
We'll put the link in the show notes and just go to Amazon. I don't have any affiliation with this.
We'll make a little money if you use our link. We're not too proud to say that. That's kind of how that works.
And,
it's in the show notes at businessbrain.show. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Brain Press. I like it. I mean, it's on brand for us even. This is great. Yeah.
I'm sure he copied us. He probably owes us some sort of money anyway.
We're going to get it as far as the affiliate revenue. It's just there's no original ideas. It's just good execution. What do we say?
Right.
If you want your idea to be worth $100, you write it on a $100 bill. Your idea isn't worth anything unless you execute. So there you go.
That's right. And so if you've got stuff like this, things that you've made, worked on, whatever merch that you've created, you should let us know. Feedback at businessbrain.show. We'd love to try it out. And if you want to get it in our hands, like I'm in my hands of working on this thing as we talk right now. We'd love to get a chance to do it.
Amazing. I have an attitude that I want to share. Not like I have an attitude. I do have an attitude, but I'm going to keep that in check while I share about this really positive attitude that I came up with. It's going to sound negative. The next thing that I want to do, though, is I want to tell you about our two sponsors. Because, look, when you're building a business, it can feel like you're juggling flaming swords while riding a unicycle across a tightrope made of tax forms. Been there. And, of course, one of the only things that's made that act feel even remotely manageable is our sponsor, Shopify. I use Shopify with my other podcasts to sell merch, and candidly, it's like having a full-on e-commerce department in my pocket. Storefront design, done. Inventory management, easy. Marketing emails, Shopify makes me look like I've got a Madison Avenue team on retainer. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. That's not just big, it's cosmic. From household names like Gymshark and Mattel to entrepreneurs like us, grinding it out every day, chasing that charmed life dream. Oh, and that purple Shop Pay button you love when you're shopping late at night in your pajamas, that's Shopify too. It's why their checkout converts better than anyone else on the planet. That's why that sound keeps happening. Turn your big business idea into ka-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. And while I have you here, you ever secure your business network so well that it practically whispers sweet compliance into your firewall? No? Then you haven't met our sponsor, NordLayer. In the time it takes me to steep my mint tea, I could deploy NordLayer across my entire team. No hardware, no IT drama, just toggle and go security that's built for entrepreneurs like us who are out there creating opportunity and don't have time to be worrying about ransomware or shadowy Wi-Fi goblins. It's built on the same standards as NordVPN, but NordLayer is for businesses. You get threat protection, device health monitoring, and zero trust access all running smoothly across macOS, Windows, iOS, even Linux if you're feeling spicy. And scaling, add users faster than I can say AI-generated revenue stream, which, of course, if it's Friday AI, we say all the time. So grab your charmed life by the firewall and head to nordlayer.com/brain. That's where you get our exclusive offer up to 22% off NordLayer yearly plans. Plus, you get 10% on top with the coupon code BRAIN. So nordlayer.com/brain. Use code BRAIN for an extra 10% off, risk-free with their 14-day money-back guarantee. Secure smarter, grow harder, stay charmed, and our thanks to NordLayer for sponsoring this episode. So last week, a client, I call them nerding clients because we used to call our business computer nerds, but somebody that I used to help with their computer found me and asked if I was still in the business of doing this. And I am not in the business of marketing myself to do this because it's very difficult trading single dollars for hours, right?
Absolutely.
But this woman lives nearby. She was always a good client. She was in a bind. I was happy to help her. There's that, we talked about the consultant trap, right? Where you get to go and you feel like Superman when you help somebody.
Oh, I know that very well.
I know. And so it's like, the allure of feeling like Superman. I'm going to go do it. And so I did. And it worked out fine. It was great. Like everything was great. But what I realized, as I was leaving her house, I had to go see her twice because, of course, there was there was something. But as I was leaving her house the second time, I was thinking, I had a bunch of parallel thoughts sort of swimming around in my brain. And one was from a client that I had years ago who said to me, you're more expensive than other people, but you're so much faster than other people that it's actually worth it. And he said, so you're really not more expensive. And I said, right, that is intentional. I charge more per hour, but I am interested in getting this done as quickly as possible. And I realized it was in my head because I had basically just done the same thing with her. These days, I really squeezed this into my schedule that I did not have time to do, but I did it. And I'm happy.
Her, right?
I did. And I'm happy I did it and I made some money and it's all fine. Sure. But I was thinking, I could have, the way it worked, I actually wound up bringing, like, she had this hard drive. She needed to migrate data from one to the other. And it was just way more efficient for me to do it in my office, where I didn't have to spend any time just sitting there waiting for it to finish. I could do all the other things. And then 2 hours later, it was finished or whatever.
Okay.
And I was thinking, I could have organized things. Like, I'm pretty good with customer service and with people when I need to be. I could have organized things so that I got paid to just sit there for that time, but I had no interest in being paid for that time. And I started thinking, even back to when consulting was the primary revenue generating stream that I relied upon, I had the same attitude. I was never interested in how much I could soak a certain client for. As soon as I got there, I was always interested in taking care of them as properly, and getting out as quickly as I possibly could, because I didn't have time to be there.
Yep.
And I thought, what an interesting attitude, because the attitude is, I need time more than I need money. Now, there are times in my life when that has not been true. Like,
yes.
Like when I needed the money more than I needed to finish the job and go home and sit on my couch and do nothing, right? Yeah. And yet,
it has context, right? Yeah.
But even then, when I needed the money more than I needed the time, my attitude was exactly the same. It was, I need time more than I need money. I am not interested in just being here because the clock is ticking. And there's a value in that. I think there's a value for my customers in that, but there's a value for me in that. It creates that confidence, right? When a client sees that, oh, this guy is more interested in being efficient than I am, and it's my money being spent, you earn so much trust just implicitly from that.
Yeah, it's a good point. And, it's funny how as you mentioned that, I can look back years and years and years ago, even when we started, Mac Rescue, we were doing consulting and that kind of thing in the beginning because we didn't know where the business was going to go.
Of course, you do all the things. Yeah.
Everything, right? And I can remember showing up and immediately thinking, how fast can I get out of here?
Yes.
And because it's not that I enjoyed it and I liked working with people and I love solving the problems and all that stuff, but as I was sitting there in my head, I just like, okay, I got like 5 other things. Okay, what I got, it's the same way I think now, where even right now, unfortunately, I'm future. What's the phrase I want to, I'm always future thinking, which can be bad, right? Because it's tough sometimes to be in the moment, but I'm already thinking of, oh, we got another episode. Then I got to do this. Then I got to finish this. Then I got to get on the road. So there is a lot of value of being in the moment. But that future thinking, it does tend to make you more efficient. And especially when you're working with customers, that you can hit the ground running and be like, okay, I'm going to get this done and I'm moving out. And
I'm already thinking of when do I get to leave? When is this over?
Me
and
too.
It's not that I don't like being there. It's not that I don't like helping them. I actually love that kind of work. It's in a sense, it can be inefficient, but there's ways to make it efficient.
Yeah.
But just the idea that mindset of valuing your own time more than the client's money,
I love it.
And
it
it's
pulls
valuable.
You forward. It's that.
Yes.
It's I always talk about what you want to achieve, your story pulling you forward. This does too, because even things like, not that this is the context of your point, but when you have to do things you don't want to do, I'm constantly thinking what it's going to be like when I'm done.
Right.
Like, okay, I have to eat, and maybe that is a client you're going to go solve a problem with because you're just like, I don't really want to deal with this client or whatever. I don't want to solve this problem. But that future thinking gets you through it faster because my mindset is like, okay, I'm going to be done with this in a little while. I'm going to leave. It's going to be great, and I'm going to be finished. So yeah,
I already know where I'm going to be next. Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
It's a great idea. I think it's
important.
It
was one of those things that was like, oh, I gotta like capture this, and I tried. I actually think I used Siri to try and log this note for me. I don't want to lose this because it's a valuable thing.
Yeah, for sure.
If you've got a valuable thing, let us know. Feedback at businessbrain.show. We absolutely want to hear from you. We want to. You are a part of this show, so make sure you send it in. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Keep living that charmed life, and we'll see you on Friday.
See ya.